Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Orange Teddy here, and I'm back from the Maxi Toys. And welcome back to the last play of Mario Party 9 for the Nintendo Wii. So today we're going to be heading up to the fourth board called Blooper Beach. So yeah, let's hear about the stage, what this is all about. On Blooper Beach, you'll travel the tropics for mini stars as you make your way toward the goal. In the first half of the stage, you meet dolphins who will give you mini stars and sushis who take them away. In the second half of the stage, landing on the event space will cause the Herland Crab ship to fire its cannons. Every time this happens, mini stars will become mini set stars and vice versa. Try your best to recover all the mini stars on Blooper Beach. So yeah, there's the Bowser Gate all the way to the end. And there's the mini boss battle fortress just up ahead. So, yeah, the playable character I'm going to be using this time around is Koopa Troopa. So, I figured that back in Mario Party 4, that Koopa has his own board in Mario Party 4 that used to be the host of Mario Party 4. Same goes for Mario Party 1 back on the Nintendo 64 days. That, But in Mario Party 4 that he has his own board called Koopa Seaside Shuri. But I figured I might go select him in this board so that it might actually think that it actually represents for that. Now, I wish that I was going to be selecting Yoshi for this board because of the fitness of the tropical theme of sorts. And also that it was perfectly fit, just like how it does in Yoshi's Tropical Island since Mario Party 1. But I wish that I was going to do that, but we already seen Yoshi since the previous board, although we haven't seen him since the very first board of the game. But at some point in the next board, I will promise I will select him as a playable, so yeah, just to let you guys know about this. So once you meet up with the dolphin, as what Toad did got, it actually gives you 5 mini stars. And after when someone got into the dolphin, the sushi comes along, so that, well, I'll explain to that when I get to it. Smash Compactor, the new minigame that we actually playing through today. Jump in an open hole as fast as you can. Anyone left after the doors closed will get smashed. Hold the remote sideways, press D-pad to move, 1 to punch, 2 to jump, and 1 while jumping to kick. So, if you remember when you're actually playing through, say, platform push in Mario Party 10, that the, I think my best strategy for this little type of moves is definitely be the kick, because the kick, for this game at least, especially Mario Party 10, and heck, even Mario Party Island Tour as well, if you want to count that, that the kick is absolutely powerful throughout. Like, it gives you a big of a knockback, a curve, and then, I think that's about it. So it does remind me of something that is almost related to, dang it. Sometimes it might be a little bit nerve-wracking for this minigame if you want to actually try to win this, because sometimes the computer opponents always goes way too fast to actually get into the hole faster enough before you. But still, weirdly enough is that we actually ended up in this little cog machinery. Well, in this case, some stationary cog, so it does remind me about whenever we enter the clock tower or something. But anyway, back onto this little sushi pilot like I probably already mentioned. Now, as you see that right there, that the sushis are mostly dangerous, you know, just like the bob bombs and the boos from the previous 2 boards. But usually, just like the boos, is that the sushi might actually just go ahead and traverse through the board while they're trying to follow you once you're really like in front of him. And plus, as a result from that, it actually moves like 4 spaces this time as opposed to 3, unlike Boo. And, you know, just like the Boos, is that you actually have like those little red marks that you have to worry about. And then if you land on those red markings, just like the Boos in Boo's Horror Castle, not only do you just have to like see the little sushi attacks somebody, but also, once again, much like the Bob-Ombs in Bob-Omb Factory and Boo's Horror Castle, as for Boo's, you once again have to deal with this stupid losing half of your mini-stars gimmick. Like, still, it's way too much and pretty much can be a little bit tiresome, but sometimes you just have to stay focused on these. Okay, play a conveyor, a new minigame. Navigate the conveyor belts to get to the goal in the center. Once you get on the conveyor belt, you can't get off until you reach its end. Hold the Wiimote sideways, press T-pad to move, so that's it. So we have to figure out the maze of this little conveyor belt.
Start!
That we must get into the center of the, just the goal itself. Does this lead me there? No, it doesn't lead me there. I'm guessing that, hold on a minute. If you hop into this little exclamation mark points, you're able to spring back out of the arena. Wow, Toad actually made it there, so I'm assuming that's what, he actually just made it there before I did, if I was, going to convince by where was I supposed to go, so anyway. And it looks like Bodo's going the wrong way, assumingly. And Peach is also going in the wrong way too. But even then, I think Bodo might actually just gotta figure out the main course route, so... Sometimes you actually be revisiting this minigame, depending on if you actually go to which mode you're actually going to. That the courses themselves in this minigame specifically will actually slightly change. Like, change randomly, depending on if the paths are actually going to take you all the way to the goal. However, you cannot move the character in the conveyor belts. You're just gonna have to, like, stay locked for the little standing positions, so, But she's got a 6. So, we have some 4 ways to actually go through, so she's probably going to land on the lucky space, but unless she actually just subtracts 3 mini stars from that mini Z stars. But yeah. So I wonder what items this Bodo is going to get here. Let's just see. It looks like she was about to go ahead and grab the mini stars and the 4, 5, 6 dice block. Somehow she actually got those mini stars back after that mini Z star she actually grabbed. Alright. Looking good so far for this little knowledge. And let's see what Peach is going to get. If she's going to get 1, then she'll basically screwed. Or maybe not. Okay, 4 might be the case. So for this case, we have ourselves another minigame to deal with here. The Cheep Cheep's about to jump out of the water. But somehow we're going to be playing through Launch Break again, but this is the minigame we've already played before. So, let's do some button mashing again, and plus shaking the Wiimote action again, so let's go ahead and do that. Come on, press. Oh, that was actually a bit like a button mashing as well as motion mashing business. But anyway, I don't mind about it too much. I guess there are a few things I just want to discuss about is that, well, since we already got about just only 2 days left until Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is about to come out on the Wii U, well, I've looked up recently, there's a lot of mixed receptions to that game. Like, there are a lot of points where the Mario Tennis Ultra Smash has a really impressive visuals, like the HD version of Mario Tennis game. And although, granted, the what's another thing I was going to point it out? Oh yeah, the classic mode do make a return since the old days, but they only took out the power shots, mostly the offense and defense, as far as I'm aware, though. Okay, please don't give me a 1 right here, please don't. Ah, but at least I got a backspace, so does that really going to matter to me? I'm not exactly sure. Let's just see. Ah, that doesn't help. So yeah, as you see right there, if I land on those little red markings, if the sushi's gonna go right where I was, That means, watch this. Yeah, you do lose half of your mini stars just like the previous 2 boards. So, it looks like I'm having really trouble just to avoid those types of hazards, but oh well. So we essentially played those 2 minigames before, so let's go ahead and select Sky Jinx. Make your way across floating platforms towards the goal. If you fall, you'll lose a heart, and if you have any hearts remaining, you'll return to the platforms. Alright. Hold the remote sideways, press D-pad to move, and 2 to jump. So this is basically, you know, a platforming style game.
Start.
So yeah. As far as I'm aware though, this minigame does seem to remind me of something related to Super Mario 3D Land, like those little 3D platforming style of minigame as well. So that though, when we get into this little horizontal way, that is usually just we have ourselves a rotation blocks to actually just to maneuver about. Like this part right here. Speaking of Super Mario 3D Land, I do hope if that Piglet will actually go into continuing the Super Mario 3D Land playthrough, because that has been held up for a little while. So I'm assuming that although he's practically going to do 2 playthroughs at the moment, which is both Coral Ripper and especially the you know, Super Mario 3D Land. But I'm not exactly sure between those 2 playthroughs who's going to be finished first. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, apparently I got 5 mini stars back after they got being attacked by the sushi after once in a while. But oh well though. Alright, so Toad gets a 2. And he actually gets also a dice block, a special dice block he actually going to get from the item box. Or in this case, just a little special gift present. Seriously, it just reminds me of a present for some reason. And once again, we have another free-for-all minigame to play with, so hey, at least I don't mind too much. But we're playing Polo Extreme again since the very first board, so let's play that again. I guess I just want to talk about the Mario Tennis Ultra Smash Continuum. Like, as far as the negative things about the game so far is the fact that there was lesser amount of contents. You know, just like how it does in Mario Party 10. But personally, I think Mario Party 10 has a little bit of content here and there. But as for Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, well, it does add something new to the table, like the Mega Battle, but everything else is there. Like, as far as what many critic reviews actually think of, like, I do know what the coins actually plays out in Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Although they were back from Mario Tennis Open and especially Mario Golf World Tour, both on the Nintendo 3DS. But unlike those 2 titles, those coins won't do a goddamn anything in this game on Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Nothing. Nothing at all. Well, because of that, there was no shop gimmick right there, but I'll try to explain it to that during a later time. Although I will explain to that when we're actually gonna get the game first, so anyway. Cheap Shot. The specific mini boss battle in this board, so that's a good choice to actually just to select that boss battle. So that's how it goes. Alright, so let's fight Cheap. Grab shells and fire them at Cheap as fast as you can while avoiding his attacks. Hold the Wiimote sideways, tilt it in the direction you want your character to move, swim into a shell to pick it up, and press 2 to throw shells. You know, just like how it does in Mario Kart, where if you grab a triple shells, then you can actually toss them into the opponents. But rather than dealing with racing cars, but we have to swim and attack the enemy, so...
Start!
Yeah. Alright, so let's swim and just about to go ahead and just grab those Koopa shells, or in this case the green shells. It almost exactly has the exact same color as what Koopa Troopa shell has. Oh, how can I get hit? I did not get hit by it. Ah, whatever. At least I got some plenty of points. I already got like just about 10 of them. At least 13 is what it counts as it is. Alright, he's almost down, no? Another thing I just wanted to know about in the Mario Tennis Ultra Smash review that a lot of people seem to complain that much like Mario Tennis Open, it does have a bit of some online problems, like some little chugging frame rate and all that, but there's no friend support. Like, you can't play friends online, which may be a bit, like some of you might turn you off for a little bit, because sometimes, well, all he does is there's a bit of lacking of modes this time around on Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, because there's no tournament modes or anything. You know, it does remind me of something related to that in the game called Dragon Ball Z Infinite World for the PlayStation 2. There's usually the 4th entry in the Budokai series, but usually in that game does not have a tournament mode. But at least that was the case in Mario Tennis Ultra Smash that doesn't have tournament mode throughout. But the only thing it does have instead though is the knockout challenge. It's a bit like that, but just with no trophies or what have you. So that makes me sad when I felt about it. So anyways, enough about that. So we'll explain it to that when we actually when I get this game for Christmas time, because, well, consumably that well, I just want to get it for Christmas time, so that, well, so that I can figure I just want to get it. Just to be curious. Alright, so we're actually done with the mini boss battle in this board, so we actually gotta go ahead and traverse through these small fork roads. Especially there's some little 2 special sections that we're about to be head into, like there's the minigames route, or in this case the minigames route, or the spin route. Let's see, what spur is going to select? Please be mini. Ah, come on! Ah, whatever. I kind of wish that these computer opponents will choose the minigames, but no. Okay, rivals cannot use the special dice blocks, so we can't usually use those special blocks. So, in this case, special dice blocks in this case. So, I guess no need for 0 and 1 dice block at least, though. Alright, so yeah, there's not much we can just talk about throughout it now. Besides, well, you know, how Mario Tennis Ultra Smash got this mixed receptions to that, so it almost kind of reminds me of that, how in that year, or in this case 2015, that a lot of people seem to actually have some mixed reception in both between those games, between Mario Party 10 and Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. I mean, those both the mixed receptions are almost identical, but I think Mario Party 10 holds above for Mario Tennis Ultra Smash as far as the mixed receptions goes. But I digress. Free-for-all minigames. So let's see right here. Since we already play all 3 of those, so let's go ahead and pick the upward mobility. So let's go ahead and do some little block jumping type of minigame action. Okay, so let's go ahead and just reach up to the clouds. Start! Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump to jump. And, yeah, all that kind of stuff. I guess just another thing that I just want to mention is that, recently, that, according to Mario Pony Friends of His Magic, little, UK of Equestria website, if you want to check that out, that, oh, whoa, Peach actually got a big drop, and Bodo seems to actually be Toad for, like, a split second. Anywho, for Mario Pony Friends of His Magic, at least in the UK version, that it actually receives 2 more of these DVDs are about to come out, specifically at the beginning of 2016, and they are mostly in Season 3. But before I talk any more about that, Captain Event! I don't know why I always do that. You'll be receiving mini-stars from Debrief the Waves in this event. You want to hear about the Sinking Treasure at Captain Event? Of course. You board a diving platform and head underwater to bring the sinking mini-stars back to the surface. Players will use a normal dice block, a 1, 2, 3 dice block, and a 4, 5, 6 dice block once each as they try to get to the surface. The captain decides in the order the dice blocks are used. but be careful, if you land on the unlucky space, fish bones will attack and take 5 mini stars with them. Okay, sounds pretty surprising. So essentially, we're gonna take those mini stars from the underneath from the underwater. So and then that plus though, we might gonna take it back onto the surface. So it's a bit like how it does it. It reminds me of the game on Wii Play Motion mostly, the scuba diving little treasure seeking game. That when you actually have to maneuver with the Wii Motion Plus technology. Yeah, it does remind me of that actually. Oh, come on. Why do I always get one? Anyway, back to what I was discussing a bit earlier. That it will be released on 2016 for those 2 My Little Pony Friends of Magic DVDs. Those are the Crystal Empire. That is going to come out in the very first month. And at least at the very beginning of 2016. It's going to be on 18th of January. And another one is the Games Ponies Play. That will be launched on March. I believe it's on 18th or something. So, at least that was the exact same month as what the Hyrule Warriors Legends is about to come out on the Nintendo 3DS. So, speaking of the Hyrule Warriors Legends, I'm pretty sure I did not mention that in the previous 2 boards ago. That somehow Hyrule Warriors Legends, they actually received new stuff to the table, like there's going to be a female incarnation of Link called Linky, and the release date in the English version, even though it was already revealed the Japanese release date, I didn't get any 10 mini stars out of the service. Whatever. At least I will let both Toad and Bodo get those. So Toad got 10, and Bodo got 10 as well. And Peach doesn't get any, and I also didn't get any. So, that's kind of lame for that part for me, anyway. And that's it for that part, and let's go ahead and continue.